Now, let's move to an overview of Conflux Ecosystem. Conflux supports a wide range of Web3 applications, like from gaming to NFTs to decentralized finance, and it provides a lot of infrastructure and tooling which are required to build, configure, and deploy dApps on the chain. It's very important for you as developers to understand the ecosystem so you know which the gaps are. Maybe you can interact with those projects and make partnerships with those projects, and having communication and knowledge of the ecosystem of the chain you will develop in is actually very important. First, we will start with bridges. Conflux Hub is the primary bridge between core space and eSpace. It allows transferring tokens or CFX from core space to eSpace. There are other bridges, like, for example, Meson, Seller Bridge. There is also Shadowflow and Everpay that can facilitate cross-chain communication with different chains, for example, with Ethereum or Binance Smart Chain or Bitcoin, for example. Then we have the centralized exchanges. For example, Binance, OKX, or KuCoin are some of the most known centralized exchanges that had listed Conflux for trading. So this is a very important key part of the ecosystem in terms that there is a lot of trading volume of the CFX token, for example, going on Binance, which is the one that has the most trading volume at the moment for CFX. This is a key door for people like to on-ramp themselves with fiat, for example, or to transfer their CFX into their wallets to any of the spaces. Then there is many community and DAO tools. For example, one of them, which is very important, is the CFX faucet. The faucet allows basically you to get some CFX both in testnet or in mainnet. This CFX can be used in the case of testnet, for example. It's very important for you as developers to get some testnet CFX if you want to deploy contracts on testnet. But for the case of mainnet, it's also very useful because maybe sometimes you can transfer, let's say, stable coins or from Ethereum chain to Conflux, but you don't have CFX to pay for the gas fees. With claiming tokens on the CFX faucet, you can do that, and you don't need to worry about the gas fee because the amount you get is basically enough to pay for many transactions. So there is many other tools apart from the faucet. For example, we have the approval checker, which allows you to check and revoke token approvals, which is a fundamental tool for security. There is also tools like the multi-sig wallet, which allows you to have multiple signers in order to approve a transaction or send a transaction, and stampers, for example, that allows you to vote. These tools are very useful in DAOs to manage assets. It's also very important for you as developers to know and to utilize these tools, like use multisigs. Really encourage you to use multisigs, especially for managing projects. Let's continue with the next category. We have IDEs and development tools. Here there is basically two groups. There is the tools for Conflux Core and there is the tools for Conflux eSpace. Some tools can be used for both, but for example, for Conflux Core, you have Conflux Studio, you can use Chain IDE, you can use Conflux Shuffle, and all the official SDKs. While in eSpace, there is a wide range of tools. You can use most of the tools people use to develop on Ethereum or any other EVM compatible net. So you have Hardhat, Remix, Truffle, Web3, also of course OpenZeppelin. Recently we got integrated by Thirweb, for example, which is also a great tool. NFTs, which is the next topic here. Buying, selling, trading NFTs are an essential part of the Conflux ecosystem and of any other chain or smart contract platform. This basically enables users to access and trade unique digital assets, and there is many projects that have NFTs or marketplaces. Next, we have POS pools. Basically, you need to stake CFX and lock it for a period of time in order to get voting rights. There is a minimum amount of CFX you need to stake if you want to do it by your own. So this is where proof of stake pools come. They allow people to deposit small amounts, starting, let's say, with one CFX, and participate into the staking, and both adding security to the chain, but also they will get rewarded by doing so. Different pools have different APYs and different amount of token stake. Then another very important part of the ecosystem is the infrastructure. There you can see the logos for Conflux Hub, which is our main bridge. Conflux Scan is one of the most important tools you need to know about. It's a great tool, and it allows you to analyze and be able to get very valuable insight about what's happening with the network, with transactions, with contracts, and also is a key tool to deploy, to verify contracts. And then you have Unifra, which is an RPC node provider, which basically allows people to interact with nodes. Because, for example, as we mentioned, when you send the transaction, you need to wait for the nodes to validate those transactions. But if you don't have a node, you need to send it using an RPC provider. So Unifra provides these endpoints that allows you to communicate, which is basically like an API that allows you to communicate with the blockchain. Then we got DeFi. Swappy is one of the core DeFi protocols for Conflux Ecosystem, which is decentralized exchange. But there are many notable projects, like, for example, Nucleon, which is a liquid staking solution, and GoLito, which is a lending borrowing market, like Aave, for example. And then we have wallets. Fluent Wallet is the main wallet for Conflux because it supports Core Space and eSpace, and it's being supported by Conflux team. But there are many other wallets that support Conflux, like, for example, MetaMask, or Token Pocket, BitKeep, Ledger, or Anywave. And that is the Conflux ecosystem.